today I'm going to show you how to make the viral Little Caesars Crazy Puffs, so let's get started with the video. First, get some pizza dough. I got my pizza dough from Publix. Then grease your hands with olive oil. Next, take a piece of the pizza dough and then roll it up into a ball. Set the ball of dough to the side and then repeat this process until you've made your desired amount. Once you finish making your balls of dough, set them to the side. Next, we're going to make some garlic butter. In a bowl, melt 4 tablespoons of butter in the microwave. Then add 1 to 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of parsley, a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. Then mix everything together until well combined. Next, use the garlic butter to grease a muffin pan. Next, place each dough ball in the pan. Once you've added the dough balls, cover the pan in plastic wrap. Then let the dough rise in a warm area for 30 minutes to an hour or until it has doubled in size. Once the dough has doubled in size, remove the plastic wrap. Then grease a shot glass with olive oil. Next, use the shot glass to punch down the center of the dough. Now press up and around the edges of the dough to create a cup shape. Once you have finished shaping all of the dough, you can add the filling. First, add some shredded mozzarella cheese, then add around 1 to 2 teaspoons of marinara sauce, a slice of pepperoni, and more shredded mozzarella cheese. Repeat this process for each cup. When you're finished, place the Crazy Puffs in the oven at 400 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes. Once the Crazy Puffs have finished baking in the oven, brush the top of the puffs with the garlic butter we made before. Next, sprinkle some parsley and oregano on top and you are all finished. Now all you have to do is plate it up. And this is the finished result. These crazy puffs went viral, so I just had to make them, and they turned out great. They're delicious and super easy to make. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make the viral Chili's Nashville hot mozzarella sticks, so let's get started with the video. Begin by cutting a block of mozzarella cheese into big rectangular pieces. When you're finished, set your pieces of mozzarella cheese to the side. Next, in a bowl, add 1 cup of flour. Then, in another bowl, add 3 eggs. Next, add 1 tablespoon of water, then beat the eggs with a whisk until smooth. Next, in another bowl, add 1 cup of breadcrumbs, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. Then mix everything together until well combined. When you're finished, you can begin coating your mozzarella sticks. Begin by coating the mozzarella stick in flour. Then coat it in the egg wash. Then in the breadcrumbs. Then coat it once again in the egg wash. And then once again in the breadcrumbs. When you're finished, place it on a tinfoil covered baking sheet. Repeat this process with all of your mozzarella sticks. When you're finished, place the mozzarella sticks in the freezer for an hour. Before you take the mozzarella sticks out of the freezer, pour vegetable oil in a pan and heat it up to around 350 degrees. Once the oil is hot and ready, take the mozzarella sticks out of the freezer and begin frying them. Place around 2 to 3 mozzarella sticks at a time so you don't overcrowd the pan, and then let them cook for around 1 minute or until crispy and golden brown. Also, make sure to flip the mozzarella sticks so they cook evenly on both sides. When the mozzarella sticks are finished cooking, take them out of the pan and place them on a wire rack. Then repeat this process with the rest of your mozzarella sticks. Once you finish frying the mozzarella sticks, we can move on and make the Nashville hot sauce. In a bowl, add 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then mix everything together until well combined. Next, add a 1/2 cup of the hot oil you used to fry your mozzarella sticks. Then mix everything together until well combined. When you're finished, coat the mozzarella sticks in the Nashville hot sauce. After coating the mozzarella sticks, place them on a wire rack. This is optional, but after placing the mozzarella sticks on a wire rack, you can add even more Nashville hot sauce. Once you've coated all the mozzarella sticks in the Nashville hot sauce, you are all done. Now all that's left to do is plate it up. And this is the finished result! These mozzarella sticks were so good and seasoned to perfection. I definitely recommend giving these a try because not only are they easy to make, but they're super good. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make Copycat Starbucks cheese danishes, so let's get started with the video. We're going to begin by making the cream cheese filling. In a bowl, add 8 ounces of cream cheese, a 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then, using an electric mixer, beat everything together until smooth. When you're finished, fill a piping bag with the cream cheese mixture. Then cut the tip off the piping bag around 2 centimeters in. Next, place a sheet of puff pastry on a cutting board. Then cut it into 6 equal-sized rectangles. Next, using a small knife, score a smaller rectangle into each puff pastry piece. Be careful that you don't cut all the way through the pastry puff. Repeat this process with the other puff pastry pieces. When you're done scoring the puff pastry, place it on a lined baking sheet. Then pipe the cream cheese filling to the center of each puff pastry piece. Next, we're going to make the egg wash. In a bowl, whisk together 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of water. When you're finished, dip a brush in the egg wash and then brush the edges of the puff pastry. By the way, if you pipe the filling like how I did it, make sure to smooth the sides out. Also, you don't have to pipe the filling in a squiggly line like I did, you can just pipe it in a straight line. Either way you decide to pipe it is totally fine though. Next, place your cheese danishes in the oven at 400 degrees for 15 to 16 minutes. Once they have finished baking in the oven, let them cool down on a cooling rack. And this is the finished result! These Copycat Starbucks cheese danishes were so good. They're easy to make and make a great snack. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'll be teaching you how to make Pizza Hut's pan pizza and breadsticks. This was absolutely delicious, so let's get started with the video. In a large bowl, add 2 1/4 cups of water, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. Stir everything together and wait for the yeast to bloom. This should take about 5 minutes. Once your yeast has bloomed, add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Then add 1 tablespoon of salt and 5 cups of bread flour. Mix all your ingredients together until just combined. When you're finished, add some flour to a clean surface. Then pour your dough out and add more flour. Now begin to knead your dough. If your dough is sticky while you're kneading it, add more flour if necessary. Knead your dough until you can stretch some of the dough into a thin sheet without it tearing. When you're finished kneading your dough, separate it into 4 even dough balls. I did this by splitting my dough in half and then splitting the 2 dough balls in half as well. Now get a container and add some olive oil on the inside. Use the dough ball to coat your container in the olive oil on all sides. While you're coating the inside of your container in olive oil, make sure you also coat the dough ball in olive oil as well. Place your lid on the container and then set it to the side. Repeat this process with the rest of your dough. When you finish placing all your doughs in containers, let them rise for about 2 hours at room temperature, or you can place them in the fridge to let them rise for 1 to 7 days. Letting your dough age for a few days gives it a better flavor, somewhat similar to sourdough. I believe I let my dough age for about 4 to 5 days before using it. Now we're going to make our tomato sauce. In a small saucepan, add 15 ounces of crushed tomatoes, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of dried basil. Mix everything together until well combined. Heat your sauce up until it is warm and then take it off the heat. Set your sauce to the side or place it into a container to use later. Now we're going to prepare our toppings. First, we're going to shred our cheese. The cheese you're going to want to use for this pizza is whole milk, low moisture mozzarella cheese. When you're finished shredding your cheese, put it in a Ziploc bag and place it in the fridge. Now slice or dice the vegetables you want on your pizza. I cut up a bell pepper and an onion. When you're finished cutting up your vegetables, set them to the side. Next, we're going to prepare our meat toppings. I decided to add Italian sausage on mine. First, I cut the skin off the Italian sausage and then I just placed it into a pan with melted butter and cooked it. After the Italian sausage was finished cooking, I chopped it up some more and then set it to the side with the rest of my toppings. Now that we've finished preparing our toppings, we can go ahead and make our pizza. In an iron skillet, add some olive oil. Make sure the inside of your iron skillet is coated in the olive oil. When you're finished, set your iron skillet to the side and take out your dough. Take the dough out of its container and then knead it a bit. After that, shape it. Shape and stretch your dough as best as you can so it can fit inside the iron skillet. Place your dough in the pan and then start coaxing it into the corners using your fingers and your fist. When you're finished, place a towel or plastic wrap over your pan and then let your dough rise in room temperature for about an hour or until it has doubled in size. When your dough has finished rising, add your sauce. Then add some Parmesan cheese. After that, add your mozzarella cheese. And finally, add your toppings. When you're finished, place your pizza into the oven at 500 degrees for about 11 to 15 minutes, or until your cheese and your crust is golden brown. Now that we've finished making our pizza, let's move on to our breadsticks. In a square pan, add some olive oil. Make sure to coat all the sides of your pan in the olive oil. Now take your dough out of its container and knead it, shape it, and stretch it. Place your dough into the pan and coax it into the corners so it fits perfectly. When you're finished, place a towel or plastic wrap over your pan and then let your dough rise for about an hour in room temperature. Once your dough is risen, cut it into 5 equal breadsticks. Then bake it in the oven at 500 degrees for 20 minutes. While your breadsticks are baking, we're going to make our breadstick topping. In a small bowl, combine 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic salt, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of oregano, and 2 teaspoons of basil. When you're finished, set it to the side. When your breadsticks are finished baking in the oven, brush them with melted butter. Then sprinkle your breadstick topping on your breadsticks. And that's it, you are all finished with your pizza and your breadsticks. This is totally optional, but I added some oregano and Parmesan cheese over my pizza. You can also add red pepper flakes. And this is the finished product. Everything came out amazing. I was super proud of this. The breadsticks tasted just like the ones from Pizza Hut, and my pizza was absolutely delicious. It came out looking beautiful, and it tasted amazing. I'll link all the recipes I used for this video down in the description below. The only reason I wanted to make this was because I kept getting the personal pan pizza and breadsticks from Pizza Hut for a while, and one day I was just like, let me just go ahead and make this for myself. It takes a lot of patience to make pizza, but I swear this is totally worth it. It was fun to make and it was really good. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make the viral onion wrapped Flying Dutchman burger from In-N-Out. So let's get started with the video. We're going to begin by making the sauce. In a bowl, add a half a cup of mayonnaise, a half a cup of ketchup, a quarter cup of sweet relish, 1 teaspoon of yellow mustard, 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Then mix everything together until well combined. Once you have finished making your sauce, set it to the side. Next, Next, cut an onion into thick slices. Your onion slices should be around this thick. Once you have finished cutting the onions, set them to the side. Next, in a small bowl, add 1 tablespoon of seasoned salt and a half a tablespoon of pepper. Mix everything together and then set it to the side. Next, we're going to prepare the burger patties. Roll about a handful of beef into a medium-sized ball and then place it on a piece of parchment paper. Then flatten and shape the beef into a circle to form your patty. Once you are finished making your patties, you can begin cooking them. Now in a pan over medium-high heat, add the burger patty you prepared before. Then let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes. While your burger is cooking, season it with the salt and pepper mixture we made before. After the 2 to 3 minutes are up, flip the burger, add a slice of American cheese on top, and then continue to cook the burger for another 2 minutes. Once your burger has finished cooking, remove it from the pan and set it to the side. Repeat this process with your second burger patty. Now we're going to cook the sliced onions. Place 2 sliced onions in the pan and then season them with seasoned salt and pepper. Then cook the onions for about 3 to 5 minutes or until they have browned on both sides. Once you finish cooking the onions, add your burger patties on top of 1 slice of onion. Then place the other slice of onion on top of the burger. And that's it, you are finished making the onion wrapped Flying Dutchman burger. All that's left to do is plate it up. And this is the finished result. I saw this burger go viral on TikTok and I just had to make it and it turned out great. The burger is delicious and super easy to make. And it's even better if you have it with pepperoncini peppers. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'll be teaching you how to make Applebee's Maple Butter Blondie. This was so good, I can't wait to show you guys how to make it, so let's get started with the video. In a food processor, pulse a half a cup of walnuts until almost fine. When you're finished, set them to the side. They should look like this. Next, in a medium bowl, add 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and your walnuts from before. Whisk everything together until well combined. When you're finished, set your bowl to the side. Now, in a large bowl, beat 10 tablespoons of room temperature butter. Once your butter is smooth, scrape down the sides and add 1.5 cups of light brown sugar. Beat your butter and sugar together on medium speed until fluffy. This should take about 2 minutes. Now add 3 eggs, one at a time, while still scraping down the bowl. Next, add 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. Now, gradually beat in your dry ingredients until well combined. Next, fold in 1 cup of white chocolate chips, and 1/2 cup of walnuts. When you finish folding everything in, set your batter to the side. Next, line a 9 by 13 inch baking pan with tinfoil. Your tinfoil should be long enough that some of it is left hanging off both sides of your pan. Then butter the foil. When you're finished, pour your batter into the pan. Then spread the batter throughout the pan until it is even. Next, bake your blondies at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. When your blondies are finished baking, take them out of the pan and place them on a rack to cool. Use the tinfoil that was left hanging off the sides to pick up your blondie and place it on the cooling rack. Now that we've finished making our blondies, let's move on and make the maple butter sauce. In a small saucepan over medium heat, add 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Then add 1/3 cup of maple syrup. Cook the maple syrup and butter together until the mixture begins to bubble and thicken. This should take about 6 minutes. Make sure to still stir your mixture. Once your maple butter mixture is thick, add 1/4 cup of heavy cream. Continue to cook your mixture until it's the consistency of caramel. Once your mixture is the consistency of caramel, take it off the heat. And that's it! Your maple butter sauce is ready. Next, we can prepare our blondie. Place your blondie on a hot iron skillet or on a plate, then add 1 scoop of vanilla ice cream on top. After that, pour your maple butter sauce on top of your blondie. You can also add some walnuts on top as well. And that's it! You've finished making Applebee's Maple Butter Blondie. This tasted amazing! It was so good! The ice cream and the maple butter sauce complement the blondie perfectly, and the blondie tastes amazing when it's warm. I totally recommend giving this one a try. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'll be teaching you how to make this Copycat Chipotle steak bowl. I am not joking when I say this tastes just like the burrito bowls at Chipotle. I'm super excited to show you guys how to make this, so let's get started with the video. In a blender, add 1 can of chipotle peppers with adobe sauce. Then add half a red onion, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 4 teaspoons of paprika, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and 2 teaspoons of olive oil. Now blend everything together for about 1 to 2 minutes. Then add a half a cup of water. After you've added your water, you're going to want to blend everything together for about 1 to 2 minutes. Next, place your steak in a Ziploc bag and then pour your marinade in that same bag. Close the Ziploc bag and then make sure that your steak is covered in the marinade. After you've done that, place the bag in your fridge for 6 hours or overnight. Now we're going to prep our ingredients while the steak is marinating in the fridge. First, dice a red onion. a red tomato, some cilantro, then shred a head of lettuce, now we're going to prep our poblano pepper. Cut the stem off, then cut it in half and remove the seeds. Then cut those two pieces in half. Brush your peppers in olive oil. Then grill your peppers skin side down over medium or medium-high heat. You're actually supposed to grill the peppers, but I don't have a grill, so I just cooked it on a pan. Cook your peppers for about 5 minutes or until charred but still firm. Allow the peppers to cool, peel the charred skin off, and then dice your peppers. Next, juice limes until you get a half a cup of lime juice. After you've juiced your limes, cut open and de-seed 2 avocados and place them inside a bowl. Now that we've finished prepping all of our ingredients, we can begin making our chipotle toppings. We're going to start by making our guacamole. Mash the avocados in the bowl. I like to use a potato masher for this instead of a fork. Then add 1 to 2 tablespoons of lime juice, 1/4 cup of diced red onions, 1 tablespoon of diced jalapenos, a half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of cilantro. Mix everything together until well combined. When you're finished, set your guacamole to the side. Next, in another bowl, add your diced tomato, a half a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of lime juice, 1 tablespoon of cilantro, 1/4 cup of diced red onions, and 1 tablespoon of diced jalapenos. Then mix everything until well combined. When you're finished, set your tomato salsa to the side. Now we're going to make our corn salsa. In a bowl, add 1 can of corn, then add 2 tablespoons of your poblano chili peppers, 1 tablespoon of diced jalapenos, 1 tablespoon of cilantro, 1/4 cup of diced red onions, 2 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of lime juice, a half a teaspoon of sugar, and a half a teaspoon of salt. Then mix all of your ingredients together until well combined. When you're finished, set your corn salsa to the side. Now shred some mozzarella cheese. When you finish shredding your mozzarella cheese, set it to the side. Now we're going to make our rice. Begin by washing 2 cups of rice. When you finish washing your rice, add 3 cups of water to your rice. Then add 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of olive oil, and 1 bay leaf. Then just let it cook in your rice cooker. Once your rice has finished cooking, place it inside a large bowl. Then add 4 teaspoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of cilantro, and 2 tablespoons of lime juice. Fold your ingredients into your rice until well combined. Now that we've finished making our toppings and our rice, we can go ahead and cook our steak. In an iron skillet over medium-high heat, add olive oil. Once your pan is hot, add your marinated steak. Cook your steak for 5 minutes on each side. Once you've finished cooking your steak on each side, place it inside the oven at 375 degrees for about 6 to 7 minutes. Once your steak is finished cooking, place it on a cutting board and let it rest for about 10 minutes. Letting your steak rest makes the steak juicier. Now all you have to do is chop your steak into small pieces. We finished making the steak so we can finally assemble our chipotle steak burrito bowl. And this is the finished result. This came out great. It tasted and smelled exactly like a chipotle burrito bowl. It did take a really long time to make this, but it was totally worth it! The steak was really well seasoned and it tasted really good, and the toppings tasted just like the ones at Chipotle. Oh, and so did the rice. I'm just really happy with how this turned out. It tasted so good! Chipotle is one of my favorite places to eat, so I'm really happy I made this. And even though I know how to make the Copycat version at home, I'm still gonna go to Chipotle and eat their burrito bowls. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make Copycat Panda Express Honey Walnut Shrimp with chow mein, so let's get started with the video. We're going to begin by making the candied walnuts. In a saucepan over medium heat, add 1 cup of water and 1/2 cup of sugar. Bring the water to a boil and then add 1/2 cup of walnuts. Next, boil the walnuts for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, transfer your candied walnuts onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. When you're finished, set your candied walnuts to the side. Next, we're going to make the sauce. In a bowl, add 1/4 cup of Kewpie mayo, 2 tablespoons of honey, 1 tablespoon of sweetened condensed milk, and 1/2 tablespoon of lemon juice. Then mix everything together until well combined. When you're finished, set your sauce to the side. Next, peel, devein, and clean 1 pound of shrimp. When you're finished, place the shrimp in a bowl. Then season them with salt and pepper. When you're finished, set the shrimp to the side. Next, in a large bowl, mix together 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt, 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. Then mix everything together until well combined. Next, add 1 egg and 12 ounces of beer or carbonated water. Then mix everything together until well combined. If your batter is too thick, add more beer. If it's too loose, add more flour. When you're finished, add your shrimp. Mix your shrimp in until all the shrimp are coated in the batter. It should look like this when you're finished. Now you can begin frying your shrimp. In a pot or deep fryer, heat vegetable oil up to around 350 degrees. When the oil is hot, fry your shrimp for around 3 to 5 minutes or until crispy and golden brown. Once the shrimp have finished cooking, take them out and place them on a wire rack. Repeat this process with the rest of your shrimp. When you have finished frying all of your shrimp, place them in a bowl. Next, pour the sauce you made before over the shrimp and then toss them in the sauce until they are well coated. Now just toss in your candied walnuts and you will be all finished making your honey walnut shrimp. Now that we've finished making the honey walnut shrimp, we're going to move on and make the chow mein. We're going to begin by making the sauce for the chow mein. In a small bowl, add 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Mix everything together until well combined, and then set your sauce to the side. Fill a pot with water and then add salt. Bring the water to a boil and then add chow mein noodles or thin spaghetti noodles. Boil your noodles for however long it says to on the packet. Next, in a pan over medium heat, add 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. Then add 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, half a sliced onion, 1 cup of sliced green cabbage, and 1 cup of sliced celery. Then saute for about 3 to 4 minutes. Once the veggies have finished cooking, add your noodles and the sauce you made before. Next, mix everything together and then cook for another 2 to 3 minutes on medium-high heat. When you finish making your chow mein, you can go ahead and plate everything up. And this is the finished result. This was so good. The shrimp were crispy, flavorful, and well seasoned, and the chow mein was delicious and easy to make. I think this might have tasted even better than Panda Express. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!